So this is my Sawstop contractor saw, and what I'm doing here is I'm installing a premium fence. I'm taking off this old extruded aluminum one that came with it, and the premium fence, it comes standard on the PCS cabinet saw as their entry-level fence. It's not quite as beefy as the T-Glide fence, but it's the same design, and quality on it I think is just as good. Quick note, this premium fence is not designed for the contractor saw. They recommend the T-Glide fence. Reason I went with the premium fence instead is one, its size, it comes in at 30 inches, and two is a cost. I bought it for $230. Side note with this, it's not, if you're not following the manufacturer's recommendations, you could be voiding your warranty and or damage your saw and or hurt yourself. So please, this is just a video of entertainment. It's not a how-to guide necessarily. So right here, pulling off this extruded aluminum piece, and we'll run you through this process of how I installed it. And overall, I'm really happy with how it came out. So please enjoy the video. So, you got it lined up here. It lines up in the first piece of cast iron that the blade is sitting in. But my router table over here, as you can see as I drop it down, the holes don't line up. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to mark out and drill the holes for the router table. So I've got my two rail assemblies put on. This is the front one. You can see here, right at that bolt there to support this cast iron router wing table. And on the back side here, it doesn't quite go all the way to where that bolt hole is, so I'm leaving this unsupported, and I really had a debate in my head if I wanted to do this, but thinking back, the extruded aluminum that was the fence before really provided no support, so this router wing has been essentially holding itself up fine for the last 6-7 months I've had it. So here it is all done. I just have to calibrate the measurements here. But you can see those are nice, easy, big to read. This thing slides so nice. This is just beautiful. Obviously, this is going to be my next project here, is getting a piece of melamine and installing brackets to get a further side wing table out. But overall, I'm very happy with how it came out. So to bring you up to speed on what I've done here, I've got that stamped piece of metal out of the way, and I have this, this actually is a piece of bed frame that I was able to drill out the holes for, so they lined up so they go into cast iron. This is some, I believe, Baltic birch. I routed out where the nuts go so it's nice tight fit. And then this part right here is actually the part that came with the premium fence assembly, and this had a black piece of melamine, and this is designed to go right here, and then in this place there's supposed to be a cast iron wing extension. That's on the PCS saw. Then I have this white piece of melamine that I found that I kind of forgot I had, so I cut it to the dimensions of 27 by 29, I believe. And as you can see here, I put a bevel in, and that bevel is so it will ride closer to the cast iron and up and over the bolts here. So this is what it looks like once it'll be fully done. I still have to level it and attach it to my attachment points, but this kind of gives you an idea of what the finished product will look like. Ideally this would have been, a piece of black melamine to match, but that's what I had left over. You can see right there, that's the bracket that came with the fence assembly. So that's holding it. There's that piece of wood at the front there. And when I get up here, you can see there is a gap here, and that's partly because, see if I can get to focus, this piece of angle iron I have in here. Hopefully I can get it to close up a little bit, but yeah, push it in. But we'll see if that causes issues at this point. Alright, we are all done with this installation. This took about maybe 4.5 hours to finish. So installing a new fence system wasn't that long. Cutting the melamine to size, that took a little bit of time. Just getting everything perfectly in there, glued up. You can see on the supports under here. It's got that cross support, and there's the piece of wood there that supports the front end. This end here, I put a cap on here with just some bent metal wire with screws that allow me to hold all my safety devices. My push sticks, router insert blades, or router inserts. And overall, I am really happy with how this turned out.